Hey cycling community, this is Steve Grusis, the Cycling Greek. As you saw displayed, this is 1 week after my heart got zapped into normal sinus rhythm. While the two rides I'd previously done have been 90-minute flatland rides, this one was nothing but climbing. We started off with a 9-mile undulating climb, and that led us to our 8-mile big climb. This is my favorite 3-hour workout course. Still, the most favorite thing about this ride is my riding with my friends and teammates. Ever since my arterial fibrillation was defined about 5 weeks ago, group riding went away for me. Being able to ride with these guys is good for my soul. Due to timing concerns, Kyle and Casper turned around at the top of the 9-mile undulating climb. Big Dan and I continued on to the 8-mile climb. You may remember Big Dan from a series that I have on weight loss and bike racing. I'll put the link of the first episode in the description below. Big Dan started off at a whopping 320 pounds and now he's at 260. He has been doing this workout for the past 3 weeks and his climbing endurance has improved immensely. This is the start of the 8-mile climb. All I want to do is complete it. One of the main challenges is the heart medication I'm currently taking. One of the meds slows down my heart rate and prevents it going past a certain point. I found on this climb that I can ride comfortable enough with my heart rate in the 90s. And if I need to dial back, I can go into the 80s and I'll be fine. However, if I wanted to stay up with Big Dan, who was 101 pounds heavier than I was today, then I'd have to stay in the 90s. As it turned out, about 2/3 of the way up, I was getting tired of being in the 90s and I had to dial back into the 80s, which I did. I finished this ride in 1 hour and 14 minutes. Under similar conditions where I have not been climbing and I start doing this ride again, I would do this ride in about 1 hour. I was very pleased with my performance today. Speed is not important. In fact, it's not going to be important for me for a number of months. Big Dan thankfully waited for me at the top so we could take a picture to prove that I made it all the way up. I took pictures so I got proof. I made it to the top. Last week, a week ago, got cardioverted, zzz, and now I'm going up the 4-lane. If you're like me, the best thing one can do is ride with good friends. We started with a group of 4. 2 of them turned back, those wusses, and then Dan and I went up to the top. So it was a good day. Got to get to work. Remember Big Dan? He's in my series, Weight Loss and the Bike Racing. So check it out. I'll put a link below at the start of that series. Okay, comment, like, subscribe. The Cycling Greek.